My name is Tom Graham, and today I'm introducing Reclaim Your Power. In this introduction, you will get a glimpse into the distinctions of an 8 to 10 hour program. I want to be responsible for giving you enough information so that you can decide if this program is appropriate for you. Today's intentions: each participant will see a clear distinction between their authentic self and their identity. Know the characteristics of each. Understand the distinction between empowerment and disempowerment, and recognize the three indicators of the dwindling spiral of doom. Have you ever noticed that you have two distinct sides to yourself? There's a side that has all these conversations with yourself, and then there's a side that's always lit up and inspired by who you are. We call the lit up and empowered side your authentic or true self. Think of something that you absolutely love to do. Everybody got one? Now imagine yourself doing that thing. For me, it's photographing, taking a picture and looking at the small detail. Like, for example, a pop can with a bead of sweat on it. And I can see that bead of sweat and I see the image behind it inverted. And I look at that detail and I capture that. Now, look at the examples that you have. Aren't you just completely lit up and self expressed and free while doing that thing? That's right. It's like when you were a kid. It's a butterfly. Some people refer to this as being in the zone or being in flow. Time just seems to evaporate, and yet everything seems to work perfectly. And when you're not completely lit up, self expressed and free, your true authentic self, then what are you? What would you call that? We call that your identity. That is what we call everything that is not categorized as your true authentic self. Now let's take a look at the situation of empowerment and disempowerment. First, what is power? To clarify, there are people who have power because they have force. We're not talking about that. The power we are discussing is not control over others. What are some qualities of a person who is empowered? What about someone who is disempowered frequently? What makes people lack power? What are some of the qualities that disempowered people have in common? A human being is born without thought or language, unable to determine good or bad, right or wrong, hot or cold for that matter. All of these examples only exist when we can talk and have a vocabulary. There is no there is no disempowerment until we get language and we start talking with ourselves. In fact, one of the first words we learn in a negative context is no. Once we have language and vocabulary, we can now talk to others and to ourselves, at which point moments of being disempowered are born. Then we have moments of being empowered and moments of being disempowered. Empowerment is a moment to moment phenomenon. 1 minute it's there and the next it's gone. If you're not paying attention to it, disempowerment may sneak up on you very slowly. We will spend more time in disempowerment than empowerment and train ourselves to do that. But we can practice and train ourselves to stay more empowered over time. For example, does watching the news or your daily consumption of social media leave you empowered or disempowered? What serves you to stay empowered? Now, how many of you get that you're a master at going from being empowered to disempowered? Now, we want you to develop the mastery in going the other direction, from being disempowered to being empowered. What's the fastest route from one to the other? Completely empowered in one moment, then sliding into the hole the next? That's right. The answer is our thoughts. We call these thoughts disempowering conversations, and we call the process of moving from those thoughts and into action reclaiming your power. By the way, anytime you're making yourself, others, or a situation wrong, you are in a disempowering conversation. So, I'm going to share with you the first of 3 steps in reclaiming your power. The process to help you recover 50% of your power. We call this the red light. What do we do when we come to a red light? Stop. That's right. Step 1, when you are disempowered, it is as if your identity has hijacked you. The first thing to do is to stop the action, including stopping your thoughts. Visualize a red light. Imagine yourself coming to a screeching halt in your car. Feel yourself stop, as if you were in a motion and now you're stopped. Can you feel it? There are only a few times in life where stopping the action is dangerous. While you're driving on a bridge or in a tunnel, for example. Most other times, stopping is easy. Step 2, declare you are disempowered. Say it out loud. I am having a disempowering conversation, or this is a disempowering conversation. Now, it might not be appropriate all the time to speak it out loud, so you might write it down, like in your hand, a DC. I'm having a DC. Before we move on to step 3, I want to talk a bit about kinetic learning reinforcement. Brain science has proven when physical action is connected with a new learning, that new information is reinforced and a new neural pathway is created. Okay, now for step 3, change your physical location. Move from a different spot in your office or home. If you're sitting, stand up. Move your arms in some way. Alter this physical structure you're in. At the very least, shift your position. We do this because we want to get into a new place. The physical shift is a big reinforcement in kinetic learning. Step 4, declare it's not me. Your authentic or true self does not have disempowering conversations. In fact, your authentic self doesn't even know what a disempowering conversation looks like. If you are having one, you know it's not you. Step 5, the final step. Celebrate. It's not me. Woohoo! You are now in charge again. You just suck back all that power that the identity has been controlling. And now you're back in the driver's seat. Something is always driving your car. Either you, the authentic self, or it, the identity. All right. Now we're going to help you notice when your identity is about to take over and you're heading into a disempowering conversation. We call these leading indicators the 3 indicators of the dwindling spiral of doom. We're going to give you something simple and easy to remember, but it's a key component to recognizing when your identity is taking over. Remember, something doesn't need to be complex to work. The 3 indicators are physical, emotional, and mental, expressed as our thoughts. They do not always appear in a particular order. First is physical. This could be old injuries acting up, like a constrained chest or difficulty breathing. Your neck begins to tighten or hurt, or feelings of nausea, or even gastro distress. What are some of your physical indicators? Second one is emotional. Emotions can well up, like anger, frustration, sadness, fatigue, boredom. The third one is mental. This is usually a word or a series of words that's automatic, like, oh crap, we're screwed. This sucks. Here I go again. I don't wanna. I'm overwhelmed. I'm confused. So now think about what are some of yours. Whenever one of these or more shows up in your body, or rather in your life, your body, head, or emotions, be forewarned that your identity has just taken over and it's trying to keep you safe from whatever you are about to do or engage. For your identity has no evidence it will succeed, that you will succeed. So it's keeping you safe. Your identity will take you out using the only weapon it has: disempowering conversations. And now you're back into the dwindling spiral of doom. We have found that people who are in a state of upset, for example, when you're experiencing feelings related to an upset, such as unhappiness, disappointment, worry, disruption of harmony, unexpected result, or a situation, anger, dismay, letdown, frustration, or sorrow, they will need to disappear that upset before they can be re-empowered. We have a short process inside Reclaim Your Power. In contrast, disempowerment is characterized by feeling less confident or sure of oneself, being discouraged by a lack of results, beating oneself up, stuck with limiting beliefs, feeling victimized by circumstances and stories that tell yourself. We look at it like your car is broken and on fire, and you need to put out the fire before you can fix what's broken. So, what might be possible if you could move from a disempowered or even an upset state into an empowered and in action state within minutes every time you found yourself in one? What do you see as possible for your life, for relationships, for health and finances, or business? So now, our signature course, Reclaim Your Power, is a 10-hour program delivered in person or online through Zoom that does exactly that. It trains you to move from disempowered to empowered with velocity, using a series of 3 steps that we outline and practice, including a set of instructional handouts that guide you through the process and live coaching from the trainers. The course is currently given every other month, and the times vary so that more people can participate. Your tuition is $497. We also have a WhatsApp group that enables you to communicate with all graduates of the program for additional support. And anyone who is financially challenged, we have methods set up to help you manage tuition so that no one who wants the course is left out. So now here's my question. What is the area of life for you that being able to get quickly back in action would really make a difference? Yeah. Thank you so much for being here with me and for your time and attention to this presentation. We know that your time is valuable and we appreciate you giving us some of it. And if you register, We will be working with you and happy to see you in our next course. Thanks so much and make it a great day.